Hello friends, welcome back. So today as a part of this video I am going to tell you what is acceptance testing in software testing. So in my previous video I have already covered what is unit testing, what is integration testing, what is system testing, and then last part, that is acceptance testing. So first, before going to tell you that what is acceptance testing, I am giving you one very basic example so that you guys will be very much clear about what is acceptance testing. So let's start. Let's say suppose this is one, let's say this is one company. Okay, so this is one company, and let's say this is one customer. Okay, this is one, let's say this is one customer. This is the customer. Okay, so okay, so this is the customer. So I am giving the name company as A. This is the company A, and this is the customer. Let's say this is the customer B. Now what is happening on acceptance testing? What we'll do now, the customer will give some certain requirement the company to make any software. Okay, so customer B is requesting to the company A that the customer B needs some software. So that's why what we'll do, then the customer, that means the customer is requested. What is happened? The customer is requested to make the software. To make the software. Okay, so that's why software. So that's why the customer B has given some requirement. Requirement the company. Okay. So requirement. Now requirement. So that's why the customer B requested to make a software to the company A. That's why the customer B has given some setup requirement to the company. Okay. Now what we'll do? Now company will take that requirement from the customer. What will do? Company will take that requirement from the customer, and as per the requirement, the company will making the software. Will, that means company is making the software. Okay, so that is the main thing. So customer has given some requirement, and the customer will give the requirement to the company, and as per the requirement the company will making the software. Okay, now let's say the customer given some set of period of time. Let's say customer has given almost 30 days. Let's say 30 days. So due to, so in this 30 days period, the company A will make the software, and he will hand over that fully made software to the customer. Okay, so that is the main thing. Okay, so whenever the company A will complete the software, then what he will do? He will do the software to the customer B. Okay, now here the acceptance testing is coming to the picture. So whenever the customer is taking that software to the company A, then what testing will be done by the customer? That is called the acceptance testing. Customer will tell the company yes. After testing the software, they will respond that company A that yes, I am accept your software, that whichever, that whatever you build. That is the acceptance testing. Okay, so in a simple word, in a simple word, what we can say? We can say that acceptance testing is a type of testing that is performed by the end user or the client to verify or accept the software system before moving the software application to the production environment. Before going to the live, the customer will test the software. That is called the acceptance testing. The customer can test, the client can test. Okay, so that is called the acceptance testing. So acceptance testing is a end-to-end testing. End-to-end testing. So now guys, you have a very much you have a questions in your mind that what is end-to-end testing. I will tell you what is end-to-end testing. So now I am telling you that what is acceptance testing. Acceptance testing, it is a end-to-end testing which is given by a customer to a particular period of time to make sure that the software is able to handle with the real-time business scenarios or not. That is called acceptance testing. Obviously, when the customer will test the application which is made by the company A, obviously customer will test some set of real-time business scenario. Okay, that means what is real-time business scenario? I'm giving you one very basic example, that let's say one site that is called Flipkart. So what is the Flipkart main functionality? That we can add any product, we can purchase any product. So purchasing is the main thing. To buy any product, that is the main fund of Flipkart. So if I suppose I want to buy any mobile, okay, and obviously I'll go to the Flipkart and I will search that particular mobile and I will add that mobile to my cart. Then I will payment that mobile. I will payment price for that mobile, and then I will purchase that mobile. That is the main fund of Flipkart. So what is the real-time business scenario? Real-time business scenario means in which business scenario customer can go forward their business, their software business. That is the real-time business scenario. So now guys, we have very much clear idea about what is acceptance testing. So acceptance testing is a type of software testing which is performed by whom? Which is performed by client or end user to verify or to accept the software system before moving the software to the production environment or live environment. That is nothing but called an acceptance testing. Okay, so acceptance testing is a end-to-end testing which is given by the customer to a particular period of time to make sure that the software is able to handle with all the real-time business scenarios or not. That is called the acceptance testing. That means we are accepting the software. That means customer is accepting that software which is made by the company. That is called acceptance testing. Now, what is end-to-end testing? I have already told you in the definitions of acceptance testing that acceptance testing is the end-to-end testing. So what is end-to-end testing? So end-to-end testing, I'm giving one example. End-to-end testing means navigating through all the features and making sure that the end feature or last features of an application is working fine or not. Navigating through all the features. Like suppose, let's say, uh, I'm let's say this is one module. Okay, this is one module, this is one module, this is one module. Let's say there are 5 modules in a application. So just you can assume that it's a Flipkart application. So in the Flipkart application there is 5 modules, just for example. So one is, let's say one is login, another is search page, and then add to cart page, then payment page, and then order confirmation page. Let's say 5 application. So what I'm telling in end-to-end testing, that navigating through all the features. So we have to navigate through all the features and make sure navigating through all the features and make sure that the last features or end features is working perfectly fine or not. That means suppose I did the login in the Flipkart. So after login, what I will do? Login is not the real-time business scenario. So then I have to search any product, then I have to add to cart that product, then I have to make payment for that product, and after that I will go for the order confirmation page. So until we are getting the order confirmation page, we cannot tell that our order is, I mean, purchased by the Flipkart. We cannot tell. So that means last feature is the final features. where I can tell anyone that yes, my applications is working perfectly fine. So that is done on the end-to-end testing, that navigating through all the features and the last feature of the applications is perfectly working fine or not. If the last features is working perfectly fine, then we can blindly tell that the before functionality, I mean the fourth, number 3, number 2, number 1, all these modules are working perfectly fine. If these features are not working perfectly fine, then obviously we cannot go to the last feature. So as because these modules are working perfectly fine, so that's why I'm the order confirmation page. So that is the end-to-end testing, means navigating through all the features of an application and make sure that the end features or the last feature of the applications is working perfectly fine or not. That is called as end-to-end testing. Okay, so now you guys are very much clear about that. What is acceptance testing? Acceptance testing is nothing but a end-to-end testing which is given by the customer for a to a particular period of time to make sure that the software is able to handle with the real-time business scenarios or not, right? So who will do the acceptance testing? The customer or the end user or the client will do the acceptance testing. Okay, so now you guys are very much clear about what is acceptance testing. Now the next point is that, so there is many names for that acceptance testing. We can in a different company, they will they call the acceptance testing with the different names. So we can say in a simple word that there are few nickname is there for that acceptance testing. What is that? What is the nickname? So first we can tell the first name is that UAT. UAT, that is user user acceptance testing. User acceptance testing. Okay, so we can tell acceptance testing as a UAT or user acceptance testing. Then second one we can tell that FAT, or we can tell that final acceptance testing. Okay, or we can tell it as like RBT, red box testing, red box testing, or we can tell it as acceptance testing. So acceptance testing, this is the nickname. Different company can use that name like UAT, FAT, RBT. So in case of your time, if any interviewer is asking you that what is RBT or what is red box testing, so you can tell that what is acceptance testing. Okay, or if any companies can ask you that what is user acceptance testing, so you can directly tell that, or you can blindly tell that what is acceptance testing. That what I am already told, that what is acceptance testing. Okay, so acceptance testing is the last stage of testing before giving the software to the customer. We have to do the acceptance testing, or before going to the production environment, the last is that acceptance testing. Okay, so now you guys are very much clear about what is acceptance testing now. So I have told you that we have to check the real-time business scenario, right? So what do you mean by real-time business scenario? I already told you that what is real-time business scenario. So how many ways then customer can do the acceptance testing? What are the ways are there? So there are few ways, that is totally dependent on your views. So uh, as per my view, suppose I can tell you the 3 or 4. As per your view, you can tell more than 4, 5, 6 like that. Okay, so it's totally depending upon on your views. Okay, so how many ways the customer can do acceptance testing? So I can tell you almost 3 to 4 views, like 4 ways. Like first, acceptance testing, we have to go for the real-time business scenario. So I can tell you that what is the ways for acceptance testing. So what is the ways for acceptance testing? I can tell you the first one is that real-time business scenario. Real-time business scenario. Real-time business scenario. What is that? I have already told you that what is real-time business scenario. Real-time business scenario means suppose we are giving some valid input. We are giving some live input. Okay. So as a take the example of a Flipkart. So what is the Flipkart real-time business scenario? So any user can purchase any product from the site, right? So that is the real-time business scenario, and the whole Flipkart is standing upon that real-time business scenario. So for the acceptance testing, how many sources are there? For one is the real-time business scenario. Now, second one is the set up real-time business scenario for, we can say that, let's say, set up real-time business scenario. So there is, we can say that set up, I'm giving you the example for that, set up real-time business scenarios. That is depending upon customer or client, customer or company. Let's say, suppose, take that application. So what is done in that application? So what is in that done in that scenario? Company has completed their software. They are making the software as per the customer requirement. Okay, as per the customer requirement. Now, set of real scenario, that is done from the customer end. Suppose the company completed the software and he has given the software to the customer. Now in that customer end, the customer, there is many people are there, like IT engineer, like agent, like some customer, they are present in that, some business analyst, they are in that customer field. So that people will test that application by some real-time business scenarios. So that is the one thing. Okay, so that is the one thing. So one thing is done on the customer place. So real-time business scenario can be done on the customer place, or from the company, any project manager or any business analyst, they can directly fly to that customer place, and the customer will give some set of real-time business scenario and they will test that application. I mean, our business analyst will test that applications by the given some set of real-time business scenario by the customer. That is one thing. And another thing is that the from that customer end, from the customer end, some BA, some IT engineer or some agents are there, so they can directly fly to that customer, that company place, or they can directly go to the company place, and then with some set of requirement. So in that, let's say in that customer place, some people are there like IT engineer, like IT engineer, like IT engineer, or I can say BA, or I can say agent. Some people are there. Okay, some people are there. So they will directly go to the company's place with some set of requirements by their hand, and then they will ask someone from that company or some tester from that company and that I have set of requirements in my hand, so you guys can please check on it with the real-time business scenario that your application is working perfectly fine or not. Then what we'll do, then the company's tester or company's any employee, so they can test that application with that customer real-time business scenario. So that is the one thing, that is the one thing. So, or we can say that uh, the fourth scenario, I can tell you that in that customer, so company A has completed the software and they have given the software to the customer. Now what will do, customer will not take their software in that to their pocket. Okay, obviously in that customer fields there are a lot of customer, so the customer is came to make their business, so that's why in that customer B they have lots of customer. Okay, so what we'll do, after giving the software to the customer B by the customer A, then customer B will circulate that software to their customer, okay, their stakeholder, and they will tell that, boss, can you please test that application by your real-time business scenario, that which applications is developed by the company that is working perfectly fine or not by your real-time business scenario, right? So that is the thing. So there are many ways we can check. So totally is depending upon on your views that how many ways you can test that acceptance testing. Okay, so now you guys are very much clear about that what is acceptance testing and what are the way for that acceptance testing. Okay, now so what are the advantages of acceptance testing? Obviously there are some advantages. What is the advantages? So I can tell you that the first advantage that this acceptance testing helps the project team to know the further requirements from the user directly as it involves the user for testing. So that is the most important point of the acceptance testing or advantage of the acceptance testing. Okay, and second advantage I can say tell you that it brings confidence and satisfaction to the client as they are directly involved in the testing process. Okay, so obviously as because acceptance testing is totally done by the customer or the end user, so customer will give some satisfactions. If the company A is making the software as per the customer requirement, then obviously whenever the customer is checking that or testing their application, they will give some satisfactions or they will give some confidence that yes, that yes, the software is working perfectly fine. Okay, because the customer is directly involving their testing process. Okay, the third advantage I can tell you that it is easier for the user to describe their requirement. Okay, it is easier to the user to describe the requirement. Okay, and the fourth and the last point of the advantage I can tell you that acceptance testing is covers only the black box testing process. Hence the entire functionality of the product will be tested. So what is black box testing? Black box testing means we have to test only the application but not knowing anything on the application's code or internal functionality or internal coding. We don't know that what internal code is written by that features. So we are checking only the input and we are getting the output as expected or not. So as acceptance testing is covers the black box testing, so we can tell that entire functionality of the product will be tested very carefully. So that is the most advantage of the acceptance testing. Now coming to the next one is that disadvantage. What is the disadvantage? So disadvantage I can tell you that sometimes user do not want to participate the testing process. Suppose the customer, the user are very much busy with some other application. Sometime maybe happen that they are not directly involving to that acceptance testing. So as because some of the requirement may be missed, right? So that is the one disadvantage. And the second disadvantage I can tell you that users should have basic knowledge about the product or applications. Obviously if the user don't have any basic knowledge of the application, so he will not able to test that what is actually happening, what functionality is there. Okay, so they should have some basic knowledge of that application. Okay, or third disadvantage I can tell you that the development team is not participated in the testing process. Okay, development team will not participate in the testing process. Development team only only make the software and they will hand over the software to the customer. Now customer will take that responsibility to test the applications. Okay, and the fourth disadvantage that the feedback for the testing takes long, take long time as it involves many user and the opinions many may differ from one user to another user. Obviously it will take some time because uh, first the customer will test the application, then the customer some customer that customer has some different customer or different stakeholder, they will test, they have some they will give some opinion. So to collect the opinion or to collect the feedback, it will take some time to do the acceptance testing. So it will the so the acceptance testing is a long term process. a lengthy process. It will take long time to test. Okay, so this is the most disadvantage of the acceptance testing. So now guys, you are very much clear about that. What is acceptance testing? What are the name of that acceptance testing? Some acceptance testing real-time scenarios. What is end-to-end testing? What is the real-time business scenario? And how many ways are there to do the acceptance testing? And what is the advantage of the acceptance testing? What is the disadvantage of the acceptance testing? And make sure that it is a very important question for the interview, as if you are going for the interview as a junior level or at the mid level or as a senior level, doesn't matter, but acceptance testing is a very important question. Many interviewer can ask you that. Okay, so now guys, I think you are 100% clear about that what is acceptance testing. So that's all about acceptance testing. And if you guys have any doubt, please comment me. And if you guys like my video, one thumbs up, and please subscribe my channel EduPaat and click on the bell icon so guys you can get the update first. Okay, so see you in the next video with some interesting topic of software testing. Thank you.